All right, so
You
we're
doing
just
the thing?
going with our conversation.
Yeah.
So we were talking about Wicked. I feel like I kind of am like wearing the green. You're wearing kind of the green, the gray, the green.
Yeah, I'm not really in theme.
Tell me, you saw the movie and I didn't, so we were just
Did.
talking about it. So like, tell me.
Yeah. For those whom are similar as me, I went into it knowing nothing. Like, I haven't read the books, haven't seen the musical, haven't listened to the music ahead of time. I hear people talk about it all the time. It's not like I've tried to avoid it. I just
Right.
haven't seen it. Basically, any musical that came out after the year 2000, I probably am unfamiliar with. Like Rent was the last one that I was contemporary to, except for maybe Hamilton, of course, but that was its own thing. Anyway,
I was kind of on like a whole Broadway musicals soundtrack weekend. So I was also listening to Rent because Rent is like,
mm,
oh my God, the be all end all for
so
me.
good.
But
Yeah.
go back.
So anyway, I loved the movie. I thought it was so good. I ate some mushies beforehand,
Nice. I'm totally gonna
and
do the same.
yeah, it's worth it. I mean, like the level of art design in the movie is so above and beyond anything. Like it's just fucking phenomenal. Like I was blown away. That while I was watching the movie, I had the thought, I bet you just the wardrobe budget of this movie outpaces the budget of most other movies.
Wow.
Like, yeah, the level of intricate detail is gorgeous. And I'm trying to stay spoiler free here, so like I'm going to be very vague about some of the stuff that goes on in the movie, but I will say like it's expanded from the musical, and what they expanded upon is so utterly relevant to our time and place right now that it just made the story so powerful to experience and so necessary. And I'm really glad it's become this like cultural phenomenon because the necessity of that message is really crystal clear. And I don't know that they like really like, they're not like, it's not like you're watching someone rant on a soapbox, but it's very obvious what the analogies in the story and the characters are going through, like what those are in our current relevant time. So
I mean, like basically Oz, right? I mean, everyone knows this, right? About Oz generally. So Oz is
yeah,
Oz, and he is trying to control everything. And everyone thinks he's the greatest, but Elphaba realizes that he's not as great as she once thought he was. And what he's trying to do is take the voices away from animals, right?
yeah,
And
by locking them in cages.
putting them in cages and turning what at that in this fantasy world, animals have voices, right? I mean,
Yeah,
the lion, we all know him from the original movie, right? So if yeah, in this case, like they have voices and he's trying to take it away and them away. And so, I mean, I didn't see the movie, so I can't spoil it, but that's the story.
yeah,
And so that's the really relevant part to right now. And that's
that's
why
right.
I'm so excited to see it. Cause I just,
Yeah,
it's such a special, it's such a special one for me. I am
yeah,
obsessed with Adina Menzel, always have been. So like anything Rent, right? Okay,
sure,
so then, and she's a Long Island Jew also.
right.
Like being a Long Island Jewish girl, it's like, oh my God, one of us made it.
My
Like
people.
we got Hebrew school. Like,
Yeah,
and then I fell in love with Kristen Chenoweth. Like
yeah, of
fell
course.
in love with her. I've seen her like perform by
She's amazing.
herself.
Yeah,
I just live for her. Like I love her. I'm so happy she just got married. Like I love her. She's one of my favorites. And so anything she's ever been in on Broadway, I've always seen with Kristen
hmm
Chenoweth too. So
yeah,
like now the passing of the torch to this new generation is like it's really meaningful.
yeah,
And especially for people who like me who like love this movie, like love this
right.
play or story or whatever. And it's really the music for me. That's always been the thing.
Yeah,
And the music tells the whole story. I mean, if you listen to the music if you listen to the original cast performance on, Spotify, it starts with the overture and it ends with what happens at the end. So you like, and you get it, you get
yeah,
the
right.
story. So yeah. So
Yeah, what's funny is having seen it only in the movie and knowing nothing about it. Like Cynthia Erivo's performance, I like. I don't know that I could really enjoy the stage film, the stage production now, unless they adapted it to keep up with where the movie took it, right? Because like having a person of color playing a character that skin color plays such an important part in the development of the story and of that person needing to gain their own sense of power when everyone else around them rejects them, right? Like this is hard for me to imagine Adina Menzel in the role of, right? Like because I have now been I've seen Wicked now in only the movie's presentation of it,
Sure.
and they preserve every single thing about the musical. They just add to it, and it's
Right.
the additions that are so choice, and then her performance is just. I'm sure Adina Menzel is incredible too. I would love to see her do it, but
She was, but she's not ever gonna. This was in the, in the what, early 2000s,
2003, yeah.
so like, and that's just such a different time. I mean, 20 years ago is such a different time. Like, there was no Instagram,
Yeah,
and so we didn't. I know that's really crazy. There was barely Facebook,
I know.
and
So I got to
so
try to dial it back. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right.
wow, right? So like, just the story about someone who felt, because that's how it reads to me now. I'm excited to see it with a woman of color in the role, because to me it reads as any outsider.
Just being
Any-
othered, right?
yeah, being othered, just any feeling of like, I don't belong here.
Mm,
And also of course popular, right? So like the song Popular, and that, when I saw it, that song stuck out to me so much, and I know they even
yeah,
do it even better in the movie, because they
yeah,
like, they changed some things, and because I've seen
yeah.
it
They
on.
they expanded it. It's like a longer song apparently.
Yeah, yeah, and they changed it where she says, you know, uh, th- basically Alphaba's not in the original song too much, and she's only in the
Oh,
beginning. And then so in the new song, because I've listened to both, because
yeah.
I'm a huge geek, obviously. I didn't realize
Like
it until
very
now.
here for this.
Um, and uh, I don't know where I was going. Wait. Anyway, but I always loved the song. Oh, and she says, because they were popular, and she goes, right, and that is new, and I think that's like, it's so good because it shows like, God damn it, I hate those fucking popular people.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's how, as in 2000, in the early 2000s when it came out, I guess I was going through my own thing that was like, I'm gonna get divorced, blah, 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 blah. So like, I just feel like
yeah.
that's when that was really meaningful to me. Music is always the like, it brings out emotions, right? So you're
Yeah,
always gonna connect to it.
no doubt, no
Like
doubt.
with Kristen McFarland's on, and she's like, Brad will be in Vegas. Let's hit the craps table.
Yeah, I will be in Vegas. I will be there, Kristen. I'm not actually attending the conference. I'm just going to be going for after parties, but I'll be there Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And I'm happy to accompany you to a craps table. But I'm not much of a gambler, to be honest. I
I
mean,
was
unless I'm playing
gonna say,
poker. I play poker, but I don't like playing in casinos.
yeah. Well, like,
I don't
yeah,
know.
I was actually gonna say, like, she's like, let's hit the craps table, and I'm like, Brad does not come off like a gambler.
No, my dad was like a hardcore like teetotaler against gambling, and I think that rubbed off on me. I just don't really have like a stomach for risking money. Even though I'll do it all day long with running businesses, sure, but
Right.
like,
Other
yeah,
people's money.
no, I've risked my own. I mean, I've gone through bankruptcy and stuff just
Right.
through the expense of trying to lift up businesses on your own. You know what I mean? Like if you
Yeah.
don't have investors in your pocket, that money comes from somewhere. You got to come from somewhere. So,
Fucking tell me
uh,
about it, dude.
so I seem willing to gamble that way, but when it comes to like actually taking money and putting it on a table and rolling some dice, it's not really my flavor. I do like to watch people do it though, and I know a little bit about it. And when it's fake money, I like to play craps, I guess.
Right.
Like,
The difference is that you're in control of gamble number one. Like, right? I mean,
yeah,
it's still like you're not really in control, but you have more perceived control. Gamble number one.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I
Um,
can at least like, make the argument that I might retire off of that gamble, which is doubtful.
one day, one day, one day.
Yes.
Um, so okay. So I now that
If
we've
I had magic breath, I could. You're right, Kristen. I could blow on the dice. I just realized, by the way, that like these comments that come in, I can't respond to them because not on any of the platforms with which to respond. In fact, when we set up the live stream, one of the things it says is like connect to your channels, and I'm like,
you're like,
man,
I
my
don't have any
channels.
channels.
What, my email? Can I email blast people? Uh, so what I realized was the last time we did this, I was responding to people assuming they could all see each other's comments like in the same window that they were viewing us in, but like because of the way LinkedIn does all the weird comments like in the post that aren't like threaded to a time frame, it's so
Yeah,
strange.
so weird.
Uh,
It's a really bad interface.
yeah, yeah. Brr, brr, brr. Sad trombone. It is a terrible interface. So anyway, now I'm realizing that like when I respond to these verbally, I need to like read them out loud.
Right, right, right. Because people can't see them. I mean, actually, I can put them on. I can actually put them on the screen.
Oh,
Um,
fancy.
yeah, I can. So like, I'll
Hi,
put them on.
Jamie.
Yeah. So hi, Jamie. See,
Dude, there you go.
I know it's very fancy here at Restream.
It is
Um,
fancy.
yeah. So I can. Hi, Jamie. Are you going to Las Vegas? All right. So let's tell the people what you're going to Las Vegas for. Because we
Yep.
definitely want to make sure that we get that out, and then I'll talk about what I'm going to Vegas for.
Yeah, I'm going because apparently I hate myself and want to create
Oh
pain.
my god.
Uh, I no, I'm going really just to hang out at some of the after parties. I kind of I guess got hit with a little bit too much FOMO and needed to be a part of it. But it's also been 5 years since I've been to Vegas for MJ Biz, so I've had a good break I was able to preserve away from it for so long. So anyway, I'm gonna be hitting up a bunch of random shit. Mostly like Fat Nugs and Puff Creative stuff. So like I'm gonna be at the Vegas Classic on Tuesday, which is a golf tournament.
That's
I gotta fly
tomorrow, by
in.
the way. I just want to let you know.
I know. Oh, I fly in so ass early too. Like my flight leaves Denver at 7 a.m. and I gotta take the train. So I gotta take like a lift to a train to a Frontier flight. I booked a Frontier flight for the first time in five
Girl,
years,
I'm going on
also, or
Frontier too. I'm
seven.
going on Frontier too.
Ugh. Anyway, so I gotta leave ass early, get to Vegas on Tuesday tomorrow morning to make it to the Vegas Classic and hang out with the Fat Nugs crew there. That's a good idea, Jamie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to go like 4 years in a row, I think, and then finally took 5 years off. So I was like, I'm good. Um, so yeah, I'll be able to kick it with Kenya out in at the golf tournament, and then later that night I might be hitting up this party called Tech Jam. Maybe also the Cincy party. We'll see. Um, then Wednesday I'm doing Puff Creative stuff. So like in the morning they have a pickleball tournament. So
Right.
I'll be kicking it there, maybe playing pickleball. I'm not sure yet. And then that night is the Grasslands party. And then Puff Creative is also throwing like a Battle of the Brands party called Blaze of Glory. And Happy Cabbage is sponsoring that, so I'm going to be there, like hanging out, but also sort of representing Happy Cabbage a bit. Um, and then the following morning, so Thursday morning, is the Breathe and Heal brunch that Puff Creative is throwing at the Sky High Smoke Lounge. And so I'm going to go get a little meditative healing in before heading back home. Oh, also before the brunch, I'm going to check out the Vertosa Drink Lounge. Let's see what's going on with Ben and Anna Ray up there.
Nice.
And then I'll be going to the brunch and then flying out that afternoon.
Beautiful.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Not sticking around too long.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as we've discussed, I mean, real talk. Brad and I were texting last evening. I literally just sent him a message that just was like out of the blue, like, don't make me or something like that. And like, because I knew that he would be feeling the exact same way on Sunday night. Just like, don't, no, I don't, why am I doing this? So I'm really proud of us. Great job acting really excited about it. And like, it's fine when you're there. You kind of just like get into like sort of an autopilot mode a little bit. It's that autopilot mode that drains the crap out of me that I
Yeah.
didn't even realize until a few days later that I was on that mode, right?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll probably be coming back home sick because of being both tired and also the exposure to all the people that I'm normally not exposed to.
Yeah. And I'm really, okay. So, I wear this Aura ring. I've had it since like April. And when I got back from my vacation for 3 weeks when I got this, I got on this really good like wellness thing. And I got into this, like, it was like exceptional. My resilience was exceptional. I was like in really good shape. You know what I mean? Like my
Yeah.
mental, my physical, because it measures stress throughout the day.
Mm.
And so I'm not going to overshare with everyone, but I'm going to say that perimenopause is kicking my ass. And I'm dealing with a lot of shit that comes with that and trying to dial in my hormones and stuff like that. And ever since I've really been feeling this, it's been like about October, late September, early October. And now I went from exceptional to whatever the next level is to the next level, which is adequate. And now I'm in limited.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I have to be really careful
Yeah.
about just like not draining myself. So I'm trying to
We
be
got few
really,
spoons.
yeah, I don't have a lot of spoons. Okay. So the reason why I'm going to Vegas, which is really fun and exciting, is because Wu Russell is nominated for Content Creator of the Year. And she and I are good friends. And she requested that I accompany her as it's my fifth. This will be my fifth MJ BizCon. I don't even want to call it that, because I don't want to give them that credit.
Right.
It's my fifth Cannabis Week in Las Vegas, and I feel pretty confident that I know how to navigate the shit and not
Yep.
like drain myself. And she also just wants to like celebrate herself that she even got nominated, and we feel pretty good about potentially her winning just because of the work that we did to try to get her,
Yeah.
get the votes and everything. So I'm just putting more comments up because they're there. So I'm flying in on Wednesday. I don't arrive till like 3, which is great. My flight's not
Yeah.
until like 1. It's so good.
That's dreamy.
I know. And then we're going to go to the hotel. We're staying at the Cosmo, and we're going to get ready to go out or whatever. I think Wu is making a dinner plan, but we don't have a dinner plan. So if anyone is looking for a dinner plan for Wednesday night, would like to meet with us, talk about content creation with Wu and working with her for next year, that's really what I'm out there to be talking about specifically.
Yeah.
And then secondarily, of course, talking about what I do, which is
Right.
I help brands find influencers to tell their story to the right target demographic. And also I help influencers monetize and grow businesses. And so that's what I'm there kind of for me.
Yeah.
And so we're heading to the Grasslands party for sure. We have, or for sure for that. And then the next morning, we're going to the Bagel Bash, which I know I shared. That's Thursday morning. So I shared that with you. But, and if anyone's interested, I have that link for Bagel Bash. They have over 500 RSVPs, which is amazing. I'm so proud of them.
Wow.
I know.
We got that many Jews in the cannabis industry?
Right?
I know it's a lot of us, but like that many?
Yeah, that's like exciting to me. It makes me want to go a little bit.
Yeah.
So anyway, so the reason why I'm really going to this with Wu is like she doesn't really know the East Coast people, and I really want them to know her. And so then there's all those people. So I'm excited because my friend Shelby Bloom from Betty Bloom's Social Club is the creator of this, and she's just the most creative person. And I love her so much. So I'm excited to see her and Jordan and just obviously all the rest of the MOTs.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot that you told me about that. I forgot to put it on my calendar I might swap out my Thursday morning with
I
that.
sent you the event high. Well, it depends. I mean,
Yeah.
if there's work to do with the Verkosa people, like go there. You know what I mean? But if
Oh, I
you,
don't know. I haven't actually gotten a chance to meet Ben in person before, so it'll be more just like a stop in, say hi, have some good drinks.
got
But
it.
I know I want to meet Shelby. Like her and I have been connected on LinkedIn back when I was there for a while, and she seems cool. And I like her vibe and what she's doing.
Yeah.
Kenya, I like so totally relate to this, by the way. The amount of conversations I've had with my wife. Also, like the last 2 or 3, I think someone said something about the stress dreams. Like two or
Yes,
three
yes,
days in a
and
row, I've woken up at like 4:30 in the morning, unable to go to sleep because my brain is like, where am I going to have breakfast whenever I land? And like, what's the most efficient way to go from one spot to the next without like dropping $400 on Ubers and like, just nonsense that I don't need to be caring about because it doesn't really matter. But like, my brain is just fucking stuck on it. Like the stress is keeping me awake.
yeah.
Not necessarily having stress dreams because I smoke too much weed right before I go to sleep and I don't remember them. But
My dreams are really stressful. My ring tells me about that as well. And I also, but I don't dream about the specific thing really. It's not, it's just like
right,
mostly I get like a recurring stress dream, but I'm not dreaming about
sure,
that. But I have not been sleeping well either. But I attribute that to more than just the fact that I'm going to Las Vegas. I don't feel really worried about it. I just feel like overwhelmed with like the packing part because it's like, really, I don't want to bring anything because I don't really want to go. But I
yeah.
also like, but
I
then I
wouldn't
got,
bring nothing. I don't bring anything. I don't even want to be here.
I don't want to wear anything. So yeah, so I'm like, but I'm still also like want to make sure that I bring like my tech stuff because I need like microphone and a tripod and chargers and an extension cord and like a light and there's just like a lot of things that you need
Yeah,
when you're making content and that's like the key. The goal for us is making content, me and Woo.
right.
Like we're hopefully she wins and we use that to really grow her personal brand and like grow her sales for next year.
Yeah,
So yeah, so like it's more important that we like show Vegas this like experience because
right,
nobody who follows her, I mean we've talked about this, cares about like the business side of cannabis, you
right.
know.
Yeah, I mean that's so utterly boring to people who are just like into a brand.
Yeah, it's
You're
like,
a content creator.
do you, even though like you like tech or whatever, do you want to go to CES? It's like, no. I
I
mean,
don't want to hear about tech at all. I remember having this one conversation with a coworker
I was just,
where
I
she
don't know, I
said,
said the word tech, but like it could have been anything.
"No, I know. I think this is funny. I had a coworker that like in a room with like 4 or 5 people said, something to the effect of like, I went to this thing because like as all of us do, I love tech." And then continued on our conversation. And I was so hung up on that. I was like, as all of us
I don't
love tech, who like who identifies that way anyway? Like, oh, I just really love tech, and I love to talk about tech with other people who love tech. Like, what do you love? I just like so it just arrested my brain, and I've never forgotten it.
tech is like
Uh,
this big.
yeah. Yeah, like what kind of tech? Are you like
One
into
tech,
technology or are you into software or like
right?
the industry? I don't fucking know. But I'm
So
not into
Kenya's
it. I
offering you
just
a
work there.
ride. Like,
Yes, Kenya, you're a boss, and I would love to kick it with you a lot. So let's
I'm
def do that.
jealous. I want to go in that car.
We
I can't wait to meet
got
you,
smog
Kenya.
out the rental. I'm just kidding.
Um, yeah, she still hasn't packed. So I
Yeah, me either.
started packing. Well, I started thinking about what I was going to wear early last week because I wanted to make sure that there wasn't anything that I had to get.
Yeah.
So, and I did get a few new things because, well, I wanted to coordinate with Woo for Thursday night. So, she is wearing the most fucking badass dress. And I was like, all right, so I'm wearing this like velvet, like suit.
Okay.
I wanted, I'm her manager,
Yeah.
right? So I
Love
want
it.
to be like a badass, like I'm
Uh-huh.
wearing this, like red velvet suit, and it matches with
Red
her.
velvet suit.
Yeah,
That's boss. I like
yeah. So,
that.
I mean, it's not this one because this one I'm returning, but it's this color. So it's like
Yeah.
very holiday.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Kill it.
So I was having fun with that. But then the rest of the stuff I'm wearing like my own clothes or whatever. Yeah, and then the key is just, I guess, planning out everything. And that's the worst part about it, is if
Yeah.
you could plan it out ahead of time, like if you build your own agenda and then you literally write next to it what you're wearing and
Yeah.
like build it. If you're going to change, how the fuck are you going to do that? How much time do you have? How are you getting back
Hmm.
to the hotel? Ah, la, 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 la.
Right.
If you're not going to change, then what are you going to do, ladies, to make your
Do you
outfit
have a
look
bag to
feminine
put
too?
something in?
Yeah,
Right.
like maybe at night you wanted to wear a blazer, but during the day, a guy, there during the day you wanted to wear a sweater. I mean, at night you wanted to wear a sweater, like right,
Right.
or
Yeah.
whatever, which way.
Sure.
And then for the girls, right, you could have women. You could have like a dress, right? That's like a base layer, which then could have like a sweater. If you're doing day to night, could have like a
Yeah.
sweater over it.
Because you got to plan for the layers. It gets so cold at night.
Oh my
If like
God. And don't
anyone's
forget,
watching and has never been to Vegas for MJ Biz, like you got to bring warm clothing because you'll end up at rooftops outside at night and the wind will be cutting through your bones if you don't have something good.
such a good tip. Oh my God. I am literally bringing my fur coat. So like
Yeah.
it's not real fur. I don't want anyone to get cheated on. All right. It's fake, but it looks real. And you must wear a really warm coat. Like
Hmm.
warmer than you really think.
Like a winter coat.
Your coat.
Like it doesn't need to be full puffy. Like you're not like climbing a mountain, but like just below full puffy.
Yeah, not a vest. Definitely bring a scarf. Also, a scarf is key because a scarf will help if you were underdressed.
Yeah.
And a scarf folds up nicely and can fit in your bag. Also, a canvas tote is a key
Hmm.
because you're going to be given things and you're not going to be have any place to put them.
Yeah.
And also for the women, a purse, and you carry kind of like a man bag also, but like a
Yeah.
purse is
I call it
not
a purse.
enough. A purse is not enough to carry the stuff you're going to get.
Hmm.
Okay. So you're going to want to have like a canvas bag that fits in your other bag to like unfurl later. And I mean, obviously people are going to give you some shitty bag, but also I just want to impress upon everyone. If you don't think you're going to use it or give it away to somebody else who's going to use it, don't take it.
Yeah.
Like, don't take everybody's stupid materials. If you have first of all, they paid money for those, so they could give it to
Hmm.
somebody else. And second of all, it's just freaking landfill. You're going to get
Yeah.
home, you're going to throw it away. Okay, I have another tip. You have to, but it's such the antithesis of the other tip. However, you should have something to hand people.
Mm.
This sounds counterintuitive to what I just said. However, and I know Kenya will already have this because she's going to have stickers. But like if you don't have something to give, it's like weird because there's always a trade. The digital
Hmm.
app on your phone is cute and everything, but honestly, it doesn't work that well because now I'm on my phone and you're on your phone and we're trying to connect. And
Yeah.
now we've lost the opportunity for the conversation. And now someone else is talking to that person. And you're like, fuck. And you're like,
Yeah.
right? So make a card. Oh my God, can you? A winter coat? Yes, a winter coat.
Yes. You
um,
will really thank us for this, by the way. You're going
I
to think
will.
it's too much, and you're going to continue to think it's too much until you get there, and then you're going to land during the day, and you're going to be like, I shouldn't have brought a winter coat. Just trust.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to say you don't think you should have brought one because if you land during the day, you're going to be like, oh my God, Lauren and Brad are so dumb. It's 60 degrees here. Okay. It's going to be 38 at night.
Yeah. It's
And
the
the
desert. It
desert
goes
don't
hot to
play.
fucking cold. It's like space.
The desert don't play. Okay. As soon as the sun goes down, it's cold. And the sun goes down early. Don't forget, it's the fucking
Hmm.
darkest days of the year.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Wow, we're really helpful. Okay, so yeah, write down everything. Oh yeah, the card.
I
Okay.
don't have anything to give to people. I'm just like, I'm such an idiot because I'm going here and I'm like, I'm going to go, reintroduce myself to a whole bunch of folks in my network that haven't seen me in so long. And then I have literally nothing to give them, like
Okay,
no
so
business cards, no nothing.
I don't have this. This isn't for right now because I'm making one for Woo. So I'm not really bringing one for myself, really. Like I might bring these because I have some made, but I'm not making up a new one.
Yeah.
So this is basically, it has all my information on the front. Wellness influencer, marketing expert, cannabis industry leader, author. I mean, this is legit for me, so I can bring it, right? On the
Yeah.
back, it says like how many followers I have on Insta, how many daily story views I get, how many monthly views, which, oh my God, it's gone up so much. My monthly views are like 1 million. I say 100,000 on here.
Wow.
11K LinkedIn, 39, which is now 12. 3,900 newsletter subs, which is now 4,100. And 50K monthly views on LinkedIn, which is like still kind of legit. And then I have like I have an about me, and I have some recent partners that I've worked with, which they're not that recent. All those are my big brands that I worked with before, obviously.
Sure.
But like, because cannabis brands aren't that impressive.
No.
I'm truly not there. So, hold on. What did she say? She said, thanks. Cause I was like, what am I going to hand people? Yeah. Stickers, obviously.
That's a great thing to hand people, especially
Yeah.
your stickers, Kenya. I've got one right here by my desk.
Cause your stickers are so fucking cute. I have that one too somewhere.
Yeah, it came with my mag.
Mag. Yeah. I don't
Shout
really.
out Fat Nugs Mag Flower Edition.
Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Shout out Kenya. Shout out Fat Nugs. I haven't
flower paper.
to do with it. Yeah, flower paper.
Love it.
Yeah, so I think if you have stickers and you have your website on there, you're good to go, girl.
Yep.
So yeah, you don't have
That's
to worry.
better than a business card, to be honest.
Any day, way more memorable.
And
So
if Kenya, if you could just do a quick run for me on some stickers. I'm kidding.
Brad Bogus needs new work. Can you make that into a cute sticker?
Yeah, just make my face look like a Funko Pop or something, and it'll be good. Yeah, I'm breaking Lauren's great advice here, and I will have nothing, and I'll try to use an app. I remember back in like 13 maybe at South by Southwest, 2012, the apps that like were digital business card apps first hit the scene, and there were like 5 of them making a launch at South by Southwest. And so like
Right.
they had all these huge, yeah, exactly. They had all these huge parties. Everyone was like going to them and downloading their app because that's like maybe how you got in or whatever. And everyone was kind of excited because they're like, yes, we finally get to get away from business cards. And so what happened inevitably is exactly what you said still exists to this day, which is still 11 years later, the problem. Is you're having a conversation, you're like, cool, let's connect. I've got this like little app thing, and here you go, you can like scan this thing, and then like now you got to do this to download this, and like you spend 5 to 10 minutes trying to do shit in an app to connect people's contact information, which you're gonna forget anyway because you don't have something to remember who they were with. Like it's
okay. One
so fraught.
that though, one tip. Here's a tip for you, Brad. Okay, I think this will be good for you actually.
Okay.
So because otherwise you're going to be fucked with this whole hi hello thing. Okay, so here's a tip. Okay. I was going to be like, first of all, show them your LinkedIn scan code. Then I was like, oh, that's a good one. But another one is, you're like, oh, I really want your number in my phone. So let's take a picture together. So you take a picture together on your phone. You get their number, send them a picture right there. And now later on, and write like Brad Bogus,
That's a good idea.
They write back their name. So when you get home, you can just look at all your texts and you can be like, okay, this person, oh, that person, and you see a picture of them.
I love that idea. That reminds me of a really good piece of Vegas advice I got or I saw that Alice Moon posted, which is when you do meet someone and get a business card, take a picture of them with the business card in the photo. Right? So that way you don't lose track of what the context of that card is.
Next level thing, Alice Moon.
The next level. That's right.
Okay, wait. Kenya said, I love all this information. You don't know how much I needed all this. No, you really do need this. I'm a little tiny bit worried about your rental car. I just want to say it sounds like you think it's going to be good, but it's not necessarily going to be good. So I just want you to really think it through, okay? Where, if you're staying at a hotel, first of all, no, you may not rent a car because it will cost you over $50 a night to park it.
Park it.
If
Yeah.
you're staying at a house and you have a place to park it, then maybe, okay, maybe. However, you're also going to want to consume at all these parties. And you're going to need to consume at all these parties. I don't want to say that in like a, because it helps with our social stuff. I'm not saying like anyone's going to judge you if you don't consume. Obviously, no one cares. But like, you're gonna, so you're not necessarily going to want to be driving. And then the other thing is parking. A lot, like, so you're going to a hotel, right? You're going to, like, the convention center is kind of easy. They have plenty of parking. But now you're going to a hotel, so you're going to valet it. That's going to be $25.
Yeah.
Like, and how long are you staying there? And so, like, an Uber might be $25, but at least you don't have anything to deal with. Like, you know. So anyway, I don't think many people rent a car for this reason. What do you think, Brad?
I actually fully agree. I mean, I think that there are some events that aren't on the strip. And for those events, like, you know, so like the Puff Breathe and Heal brunch, for instance, is not on the strip. It's at a lounge somewhere, you know, maybe like 10 minutes drive, right? When you go to places like that, or like, you know, sort of around the old town, starts with an F. Fuck if I remember. Whatever district. Anyway.
Oh, the Arts District?
No, the where like the Golden Nugget and like the Gold Spike and like all the old Rat Pack shit is, right? Like there's an whole section of the city. If you're going to events there, it's a little easier to like park on the streets or whatever. But like if you're going to any event that is at any major hotel, you do not want to bring a rental car. Like it's okay to probably still have it, but you don't want to drive to those events because it'll be a nightmare. Exactly like Lauren's saying, yeah, it costs a fuck ton to park at those places.
And it takes a long time to get your car too. So like you may as well just do an Uber because you're going to be like waiting for the valet anyway. So yeah.
Yeah, I am of the mind that you try to do whatever you can. Fremont, thank you. Fremont District.
Who's that? Who's that person? I can't see who they are, but they said.
Neither can I.
They said day wear, winter wear. It's probably because it's, I don't know, it's not someone who I'm first connections with or something, so I can't see it there. But they said I built an app in 2010 called Face Grab for business card and picture of person and over the card. And
that's Renee. Hi, Renee. Renee Gagnon.
Renee, Queen.
Yes.
Oh my God, Queen.
That's right.
What?
Dude, anytime that I talk about any technology, Renee has done it 10 years before I ever saw it.
Renee, I just want to say to you, being a visionary fucking sucks. And I'm really sorry for you. I sometimes have that as well, where I'm like I'm ahead. Like, oh, I'm just going to hide this for 1 second.
Yeah, like, are you like peering over?
No, so for example, I built an app for cannabis, for cannabis content creators to monetize their influence 5 years ago, right? But and nobody was doing it, right? And now when I look, there's all this mainstream competition for what I was kind of building. And, and it's like, I'm like, damn it, because I wasn't about to have the resources to do that. And yeah, so being a visionary is really hard. And I really value what you bring to this industry. So thank you.
I actually first met Renee in Vegas at MJ Biz. It was this one random night. This might have been 2018 or 17. And it was like, there was like the conference, and then like on the last day of the conference, most people leave. But if you stay the night of the last day of the conference, you'll find a cohort of people who are just ready to have a good time. And it's like, there's no more MJ Biz shit. You're just having fun with people. And it's really actually the only way that Vegas has ever had like a sweet spot in my heart was that one special time. The 1 year I stayed that last night, did a bunch of mushrooms with people. We went out to the Fremont District. We were having a great time. Randomly ran into Renee because the person I was with knew her. And I want to say like she just got married that night. It was really special. Like I already knew she was from LinkedIn, but then I got to meet her in the flesh, and I was unfortunately out of my mind on mushrooms at the time. So I don't even know what I said or if I was even like coherent,
You
but
were great.
I remember it greatly. Which brings me to another tip I want to give for people who have never been to MJ Biz before or who have been a couple times, but like this isn't the most popular advice. Don't drink alcohol. It's okay if if you like alcohol, but I could not stress this more. Drinking in Vegas like does not serve you. I'm not trying to preach against alcohol entirely here, even though I've tried to abstain from it mostly in my life lately. I will say that like drinking during MJ Biz in Vegas is just a bad choice. Not only does it make it really hard to navigate the next day, like the hangovers are so wicked in a way that you've probably never experienced. You're in a dry desert, you're in a hotel, your availability for water and hydration are lower than normal. Like just everything's going to be working against you in this regard if you drink. And then there's the safety problem. Like you don't know who's giving you drinks from whom, from where. Bartenders are more than willing to, unfortunately, spike drinks, and so like you just have to be really, really, really careful. A lot of people go to MJ Biz specifically to get fucked up and to have wild experiences. They do not act professionally in a lot of ways, and some of the parties you might attend for MJ Biz are going to be full of people who are coked out, who are
I'm gonna
maybe
say
going to a strip
alcohol leads to
club, or
coke.
that's right. And it's kind of, it was really startling. My first MJ Biz was 2016, and I remember when I first went to the first party there, I was sort of like, aren't we the weed industry? Like, why is everybody doing blow and getting trashed? And like, this just feels like a big weird frat party. Like, I don't understand what's going on here. This isn't
Mm,
like, where's the weed culture, y'all? This is supposed to be like the central thing for the
right.
industry, and I don't see it or feel it anywhere. So I have since like learned after subsequent MJ business never to drink, which means that when I do go to the parties where people are all like coked out and drinking or whatever, makes it a lot easier to either like pick the people in the party that I do need to connect with and then move the fuck on, or just get out. Right? Like you can come to a party, say like, you know what, scene's not for me. There's something else I had on my calendar. I'm gonna go hit it in the meantime, and like just piece the fuck out.
And I'm really excited that this year there's opportunities to go to events that are actually at consumption lounges, because then obviously like the drinking, well, I mean, the one I'm going to is in the morning, but like people drink in the morning in Vegas. So
Oh yeah,
I um but I mean, whatever, no judgment. I smoke every day, all day. So like
sure.
whatever, people could judge me for that. But I mean, I'm psyched to go to a consumption lounge in the morning, or
Yeah.
just to go to consumption lounge in general, because it's new still. So that's really cool. So I feel like you have to go. So I just want to, our time has gone so fast. All right. Kenya said she's obsessed with planning, and she noted how she would. Okay. So you're doing great. If you have your plan set and you know how you're getting to each place, and sometimes you're going to be taking public transport and sometimes an Uber, whatever, you're in good shape. If you've planned it
Yeah.
out to that detail, but we did let you know that you need to bring a coat, a warm coat. I am literally going to take this live stream and I'm going to pull the transcript from it, and I'm going to turn it into a post, because we gave
Yeah.
so much good advice. And let's see, let's finish up. Okay. Renee applauds us and sends us flowers, which is like big. Thank you.
Sending them back.
Yeah, right back to you. And yes, they got married there because MJ Biz. I mean, obviously. I mean, back in the day, right? And it was like different. It was like, oh my God, weed is it's happening, it's happening. But now it's like, it's happening, it's happening. You know what I mean? Like, it's still
Yeah,
happening.
it happened.
It's happening. No, it's still in the same place.
Oh yeah,
And
true,
at
true.
bars, zero problems except alcohol drinkers. Hosted booze is chaos. Biz done on booze is risky. Thank you for discussing it. Yas.
100,
Um,
100. I went to a
Francine,
really fancy event. It was the first cannabis dinner I went to, called the Mason Jar Events Dinner, and it was in
you're in
Boulder.
Colorado, right?
Yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep. Just an incredibly well done event, and they had both alcohol and weed there. And I ended up at a table with a couple that came from San Diego to visit this. So like they were just some randos that showed up. And he drank too much while smoking too much, and ended up vomiting on like at the table on the floor, and like just like totally ruined the night.
that makes me feel so bad for Kendall because
Oh, I know. She made good for it. Like she felt terrible, and then she ceased having alcohol. I think that was the last event that she had alcohol at because of that person. And
what's the point? We don't need it.
yep, we really don't.
And the people, this is going to be sound really judgy, but I'm just going to leave it at this. The people who need it don't feel as aligned to the plant. It's
Mm.
just, and that's the thing. It's like, that's kind of the difference between people who are here for business and people who are here, like, meaning, well, not for business, for money,
Yeah, right.
and people who are here for their heart and for their cause.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I like I said, I feel like there are some people who just like manage pretty well, probably drinking, but there's so many of us that don't, and or just don't want to feel like shit the next morning. Even the people I know who were managing well in the mornings were almost garbage. You know what I mean? They just like they come out of their hotel room, sunglasses on at 11 a.m. They've missed something in the morning that was probably important, all because of it. It's just like it's not worth it. One other piece of advice I want to throw
Yeah,
out there is like don't overplan, right? So like, don't put too many things on the calendar. It's really hard to go to MJ Biz and not go to things, right? Like there's hundreds of things. It's impossible to go to them all, right? So like you try to like strategically figure out like, oh, if I catch the first hour of this and then like the middle 2 hours of this and then the last, right? Like it gets impossible to do that because you don't realize travel in Vegas just doesn't work quickly. And like when you want to leave a party and you're trying to get an Uber, but there's like 30 other people leaving that party at the same time trying to get an Uber, like you might as well just cut one of those things out. And then you're just going to feel anxious the whole time because you're like, I'm going to miss this. I'm going to miss this. I can't get this at the same time. And like, just try to underplan. Like pick literally one thing for the morning, maybe one thing for the afternoon, and one thing for the evening. And with little exception, don't violate that.
yeah. And though, flip side of that, if you're at something and someone invites you to something that sounds really cool and it forces you to kind of skip some things, you might want to do it. Like,
That's true.
don't be afraid to go do something cool and new, because you're going to meet totally different people than you ever planned to, and you're going to get a cool experience that you didn't think about. So like, don't be so rigid that you're like, no, I can't, and yes, Mark,
Yeah.
this is happening right now. It's almost over though. So say something if you want to. Um,
Um,
Sabo
dude,
says just hang out at one party and you'll see most of the people. Exactly. Exactly.
you pick one good one, everyone's going to filter out at some point, right? So like, yeah, being able to just stay put is actually doing yourself a service. I've done the like I'm trying to do 3 parties in one night thing, and all of them turned out bust because
In
I
my
just
perfect world, I would host a suite and everyone would just come to me, instead of like, what if I had the money for that? That's what I would do, because I would rather just everyone come to me and me not have to go anywhere, because the going
dude.
everywhere is the hardest part.
Yeah, Bob Hoban in 2019 rented a suite in the MGM Grand, maybe it was, that had a basketball court in it. It was like a half court basketball court in the suite, as well as a hot tub and a pool table and a big long conference room table, and like everyone wanted to come to his suite. He also had a turkey bag full of weed on the coffee table, so like it was like that was the place to be, you know. It's a smart strategy. Also, yeah, lobby sitting is a great strategy. Like whether or not you're actually going to the expo or have a badge, like just hang out in front of the convention center. Everyone goes out to smoke a joint. If you stuff like, I don't know, fucking 20 pre-rolls in your pockets and just hang out in front of the convention center for 3 straight days, you will talk to whoever you need to talk to. And you'll probably be able to smoke some weed with them and have a good like relationship building session. Like that's also a very legit strategy. You don't even need to go to an after party. Just camp out there.
I went there like a couple years ago. I was literally just going there because that's where the bus was picking up to go to one of the events. And I just got there half an hour early on purpose so that I could do that, and like saw like 12 people like in that amount
That's
of time,
right.
So but yeah, but I would also say that those interactions are extremely non meaningful. I don't know, maybe in front of MJ Biz that's more meaningful, but at the parties, I don't know.
Yeah.
This is the part that I don't like, and maybe we'll end up on that, because I know you have to go. But is like, it's always rushed. Nothing feels meaningful. Nothing feels deep. It's always the very, very top of everything. And so just remember that. And, I hate to say it, but it's all in the follow up, because, and so if you meet someone and you make a connection, it's going to be the next week. That's why I think the timing of this is always the shittiest, because it's like, who wants to
Yeah.
do work in the last 4 weeks of the year, but whatever. But that's it. It's that it's always because somebody else is coming over and you're introducing somebody else and you're doing, how it is when you go and you're networking. So,
Yeah.
so
Honestly, like, and I really do mean this truly. If I was still on LinkedIn, I would not be going to Vegas, because what I've learned is that not going to Vegas, but being very active about Vegas on LinkedIn, like interacting with everyone's posts that are there, is almost just as meaningful and or even easier to manage, because then you've got like connections, like literal internet links, right? Like you've got connections to people that you can go back to, retrieve, you know what I mean? Like find a history of. um, being being away from Vegas, but interacting with everyone's content who is in MJ Biz is sometimes more meaningful than being in Vegas to network. So like if you're not going, don't stress that. You can actually be more productive using LinkedIn correctly, following the right choice accounts, not mine anymore, unfortunately. But like everyone wants to post selfies and stuff. And like, I was here, I was there, I met this person, had this meeting. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like a constant drumbeat. And in between things, people, I mean, a lot of time you spend on your phone in Vegas because you're waiting for your Uber, or you're in the Uber, or, you're waiting to get in a line, or you just left and like, you're wrapping up for the night. It doesn't matter. You're going to always be on your phone. In those moments, people are often posting on social media about what they've done and who they've seen and who they've like taken pictures of. That's a great time for you to be able to just like straight up engage as if you're actually at the conference. You could even fucking lie and pretend like you are and just be like, oh, I'm so sorry, I missed you. You know what I mean? Like nobody knows any difference because
there's a lie, but yeah.
You shouldn't. I'm just saying you could, because there's tens of thousands of fucking people and no one remembers who they see on a
the
nightly
flex
basis.
would be like, yeah, I'm in my slippers right now at home in front of my fire. That's the flex. So like,
That's right.
so literally, but like, yeah, last year I felt like I did a great job of being there without being there,
Yeah.
by like making a post right before and inserting myself into the conversation, which I know happened from multiple people telling me. So, there's ways to, like, right now, anything that you post is hot on LinkedIn, right? Because everybody's dialed in because of this week coming up. So like,
That's right.
now is it. Like, if that's why I dropped an article today, because I knew that today's the day. Like, today's the day to set it up, and next week is the week to knock it down, really.
Yeah.
And so be loud on your socials between like this week and next week, to reinforce the fact that you're there, or to connect with the people who were there if you weren't there, because everyone is like, I'm seeing on LinkedIn, Instagram, everyone's talking about it now.
Yeah.
Right now, today it started.
Yeah. It's going to be the conversation for the whole week.
Exactly. And it's not going to be
And
about,
next week.
no offense to the people who are on here who are speaking, but it's not going to be about who said the most interesting thing. Okay. No one cares. I mean, not to be an asshole, but like, literally no one cares. But so it's really it sucks, but it's about, what do you think? What was your takeaway, right? Because like how you experienced this from me and Brad, people who are not there really want to feel like they're there. That FOMO, the reason why they come to LinkedIn is because of the FOMO. So like, give them more FOMO, right? During that time, give the people what they want.
Everybody wants to throw out recaps, right? Here's my recap. Here's my take on what I saw and what I did. And it's either this place sucks and here are all the things that went wrong, or I love it and here are all the things that I loved about it. Generally speaking, there's very little in the middle, but there's certainly lots to not like about that week, and a lot of shitty things that do go down around us. I want to call out Matt, because he linked to one of his posts here.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the pieces of advice he says is to stand up for each other. And I totally agree with this, right? And like, especially, one of the things that, going back to my previous point, because of the drinking, because of the culture around that, because there's so many predators in not just Vegas, but especially that come for this event, because there's so many people who come for this event, we get more of everything, right? So there's a lot to be alert of, right? Like, just try to make sure that if you see some scumbag fucking trying to be inappropriate, or like, hustle drinks on somebody, or try to get them back to their hotel room, like, do something, stand up for something, try to help them, try to prevent that shitty behavior. I can't tell you how many times I've had to walk back to hotel rooms with friends
Women,
because they had dudes trying to creep on them or follow them to their hotel room, right?
right.
Like, it's something that we got to do for each other, and that's across the gamut, right? Like, stand up for misogyny, for bigotry, for all those things while you're there, because there's going to be plenty of it.
Totally. I love that. That's such a good tip to end on. Um, yeah, it really is. It's scary. And actually, I sent a message to Nikki Lawley this morning on LinkedIn, because on Instagram she posted her hotel room, and she actually shared her room number. And I was like, sis,
Mm-mm.
you got to change that. That's not safe,
That ain't the move.
and like, right. And like, she's lucky that she's never like had to think about that, but she has to think about that. We all
Yep.
do. It's just not safe to give people your whereabouts, ever. And, especially if you like tell them your hotel room number, they're going to be like, oh, hello, I know somebody's staying here in room 4040, whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So be
Yeah.
careful.
Be
Take
careful.
precautions.
If
Everybody is not
anybody needs someone to call, like, as like a, oh shit, I need like help right this moment or whatever, like, consider us
a safe
like,
space.
yeah, Lauren will give you my phone number if you need it. But like, yeah, anytime that any of us are there and can help, we will be happy to, assist, give you a walk back to your car, your hotel room, whatever it might be. I've done all of those things plenty of times,
Yeah.
for
Sandra
this
has a
exact
buddy.
reason.
Sandra has a buddy, and I think that's really the right thing to do. Kenya, don't go out alone, please. It's not worth it. You have somebody with you, or somebody that you're meeting. I think, as a beautiful young woman, like, I just feel like it's not safe for you. I would say the same thing about Woo. I feel like I'm gonna have to be like protecting. I'm her person to like take care of
Yeah.
her, because, and that's why I'm going, because men will try to touch pretty women, and are drunk and whatever. And it's like, not having somebody there to be like, what the fuck,
That's right.
makes
Especially in
you
an
feel
environment where
crazy.
they're catered to and they're made to feel like anything that they want or desire should be available to them,
Mhm.
like at their whim. Like, that's the culture of Vegas, right? So that's like, it brings out the worst in people in that way, right? Like, they
Well,
just,
not everyone's there for the conference either.
that's right. That's right.
There's lots of bros on bachelor parties and a million other things, and you're just a cute girl walking through the casino floor, and you look like a target.
If
I feel
Megan
like
doesn't have
I'm
a
old
buddy,
now, so
maybe
I don't have
maybe
to worry
Kenya
about
and
it.
Megan can buddy up.
Yes. Yes. I mean, it still happens to me because I am an attractive older woman, but now I'm getting older and it doesn't really happen to me as much anymore. It's great.
I'm not that intimidating, so I don't work that great as a foil to like repel people. But just there being another person,
No, it's
especially
just
another
there being
dude in the
another
room, like
person. It could be
it.
another woman. It doesn't have to
That's
be a
right.
guy at
That's right.
all. It's
Yeah.
just that there's like another set of eyes on each other.
Hmm.
Also because when people do something, if somebody does something to you and you like, one time I was on the subway and a guy fully squeezed my ass. Fully. Like, fully. It was horrible. And I didn't have anyone there. So I didn't like, I couldn't be like, are you fucking kidding me?
Right.
Because I was ashamed and nervous and scared and all those
Yeah.
things in the exact same moment. So I just jumped away. But if I had
Right.
somebody there to be like, oh my God. So I was like, oh my God, this guy just fucking squeezed my ass. And then,
Right.
and
Now
then,
he's outnumbered. Right.
okay. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Outnumbering is extremely important. It's like one of those things, like having a dog prevents most home burglaries. Like, you don't even need an alarm system. the dog will do all the prevention just because there's something that can cause commotion and cause a problem, right? Maybe attack them, right? You never know. But just that extra number, that extra noise, like just having like that additional comfort of numbers helps in so many ways.
I also have recently seen a tip that if you're a woman in stress, you're supposed to scream "mom," not "help me," but "mom," because every woman who has children
Mm-hmm.
will turn around
Mm-hmm.
when someone screams "mom."
That's super interesting.
So I was like, dang, like that's a great tip. And then I don't know if you guys are watching Shrinking. It's on Apple TV. It's super good if you guys
I've
haven't
heard
seen it.
good things about it.
Yeah, it's so great. And last night while we were watching the new one, because we're caught up, and I don't know why I'm forgetting his name, but the lawyer, the gay lawyer friend was like, this is how I'm going to stop it if the conversation gets too overwhelming. And he's like, he used it, and then someone else used it again, and so literally that's also another tactic.
Right. Just you stop.
Be like, what the fuck is this crazy person doing? Happy to be anybody's buddy. We'll be rolling with Brian and the Beard Brothers crew a lot. Definitely
Cool.
feel safe. You're good with those guys. You're
Yeah.
good. Not only are they, everybody knows them, so like you're safe there, but also they're basically like ZZ Top of weed.
Yeah,
so
they're
like
big dudes.
good. Kenya and Megan, happy to have you join us when our schedules align. All right, yay! I love this sisterhood and brotherhood.
Power
Thank
group.
you, Matt. I didn't know what that post was about, so I didn't. That's why I was like, I don't know what to talk about this. Thank you, Brad, for doing that.
Yeah, no
Thanks
worries.
everybody for joining. This was really fun. Now
Yeah.
I don't have to go to Vegas. See?
Oh man, I might still cancel my flights. I'm just
Right.
kidding, Sabo. I won't leave you. I won't leave you hanging.
All right. Safe travels, everyone. I can't wait to see everyone who's going to be there. I will be at Grasslands, the Bagel Bash, and MJ's, all the MJ festivities. And if I'm not at those, I'll probably be at the Chandelier Bar, unless I'm sleeping.
That's the pro tip, by the way. I'm gonna give away a pro tip secret. The Chandelier Bar is the place. If you go nowhere else but the Chandelier Bar, you still are gonna meet most people.
The Chandelier Bar is as good as outside of MJ Biz, except
That's right.
it's inside. The only bad thing about it is you can't smoke there.
That's true. That's true.
So they're both
But
good.
it is the place.
Chandelier Bar, I mean, I'm sorry, if you didn't know that was a tip already, that's the best tip, because that is it.
I don't know why it's the Chandelier Bar, but that is the place.
It is it. So that's the Cosmo for those of you guys who don't know. And I'm staying there, which I feel so lucky. So that means I can just pop upstairs to my room anytime, like it's getting too late, you know?
Yeah, Megan knows.
Yes, that flower drink at the Chandelier Bar, whoop whoop, whatever it is. So again, I'm on mocktails. I'm on mocktails, but I don't mind spending money on a mocktail.
Yep.
I don't care. I don't care if it just has pineapple juice and a fucking cherry in it. As
Right.
long as it's giving me something to enjoy while other people are drinking, I will.
Yep.
The place. Buzz Button. I think that's what it's called. Oh, the drink.
Wow.
Okay, I'm excited, but I'm not getting alcohol in it. So, but I'll have something.
Maybe they make mocktail versions.
Well, they also have fresh squeezed juices there, so I feel like they do make mocktail.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, guys, this has been amazing. We really hooked the people up. I'm gonna definitely turn this into a blog post.
As you should.
Amazing. Have a good rest of your day.
Much love, everybody.
Bye, guys.